Since 2017, the Italian Wine Podcast has exploded and expects to hit 6 million listens by the end of July 2023. We're celebrating this success by recognizing those who have shared the journey with us and giving them the opportunity to contribute to the ongoing success of the shows. By buying a paper copy of the Italian Wine Unplugged 2.0 or making a donation to help the ongoing running costs, members of the international Italian wine community will be given the chance to nominate future guests and even enter a prize draw to have lunch with Stevie Kim and Professor Attilio Scienza. To find out more, visit us at italianwinepodcast.com. Chin chin! Welcome to this special Italian Wine Podcast broadcast. This episode is a recording off Clubhouse, the popular drop-in audio chat. This Clubhouse session was taken from the Wine Business Club and Italian Wine Club. Listen in as wine lovers and experts alike engage in some great conversation on a range of topics in wine. If you enjoy listening, please consider donating through italianwinepodcast.com. Any amount helps cover equipment, production, and publication costs. And remember to subscribe and rate our show wherever you tune in.
Hello, everybody. My name's Stevie Kim, and welcome to Italian Wine Club. Italian Wine House. It's called All House now, right, Leica?
It's Italian Wine House.
Yeah, now everything is called House. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why they did that, but anyways, of course, Leica is our Clubhouse manager for Italian Wine Club here. So welcome, everybody. As you know, for some of you who connected with us last week, it was our 100th episode of the Ambassadors Corner. Kind of amazing, Beth. So we had Matt Irwin with Chiara Boschis to celebrate our 100th episode on Clubhouse. And today it is the 101st. So with the new century episode, basically with Anna Gallegos. She's our moderator today, and she'll be interviewing Adriana Burkard. And I see Adriana is online as well. So thank you all for joining us. As you know, we replayed the recording on Italian Wine Podcast and the Ambassadors Corner. It's quite long. I mean, for podcast standards, it's about 60 minutes. And these are our most popular shows, believe it or not, because we have a lot of wine geeks, a lot of wine nerds following us. So thank you all very much. And if you'd like to follow us wherever you get your pods, whether it be Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, give us a thumbs up if you can when you get a chance. Okay, so let's get on to the show today. Ciao, Anna. Now you're going to have to unmute yourself.
Ciao, Stevie. How are you?
Where are you, Anna?
In Montreal. Right now, I'm in Montreal.
Oh, you're in Montreal. You know, yesterday I had Professor Attilio Scienza here. We were doing, the questions for the Everybody Needs a Bit of Scienza, that series. And we ran into your question. Actually, you had 3 questions. And we were kind of discussing about the pronunciation of your full name. Can you tell us your full name?
My full name is Ana Berta Gallegos Bárcenas.
Okay, Bárcenas. You see, so both of us actually were incorrect because Attilio was like Bárcenas, and I was like, I'm not sure. I think she's of Mexican origin. I'm not sure they do the thing like this, the Spaniards.
No, not like the Spanish. No, it's Bárcenas.
Yeah, Bárcenas, yes. I was closer. Yes. Anyways, that was just a derailing bit here. But so Anna, of course, is our VIA ambassador from the edition. Congrats, Anna. That just happened in April.
Yes.
And you're studying to become an MW. You just started the program. Is that correct?
Yes, indeed. I started to study the Italian Wine Ambassador because Italian wines were the most difficult part for me, like for a lot of students, wine students. So I decided to try the most difficult exam, so the Italian Wine Ambassador, and finally I passed.
Yes,
so it was a good sign.
And we love you because you are also one of our top fans of Italian Wine Podcast, just right after Slovak. Like, is that correct? Give me some info there.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, we could see that you've been listening on Italian One podcast. So we have our number one listeners, Lawek, and you're the second, Anna, which is really, you feel the love.
Well, I have to actually clarify. Those are the stats that we get from SoundCloud. So you are our top listeners for SoundCloud. We haven't a clue. There's a bit of confusion going on, and we're trying to get our act together for all the analytics because something happened on Spotify. I don't know if we got hacked, all the listens disappeared, and we're trying to gather all of those together once again. So, but that is of no concern of anybody's except ours at the office, and mostly mine. I'm going crazy around here and driving everybody else crazy, but it'll be all okay. Anna, so tell us a little bit about yourself, what you do, what your background is, and why you're in Canada at the moment.
So, well, I started my studies at the university in tourism because I didn't want to have anything to do with mathematics or contability or numbers. So I decided to study tourism. In the last year of the university, I discovered enologic, the wines. So I started to study in the wines. And then my family decided to move to Canada. It was not my choice. It was my parents' choice. So when I arrived here, I started to work at the SAQ, the monopoly of wine here in Quebec. And I've been working there for the last 15 years.
And what is your role at the SAQ?
Right now, I'm a director manager of a liquor store, and I'm also working with the buyers for the French market. So that's what I'm doing right now.
We gotta get you on Italy. What are you thinking?
Yes, for sure. For sure.
Okay.
And also, I'm teaching right now the WSET courses.
Yeah, WSET
here
courses.
in Montreal. Yes, and also in Mexico, because in Mexico we are only 3 people that have the diploma level. So I want to give to my country my knowledge, because knowledge doesn't work if you don't are able to pass the knowledge.
I absolutely agree. So you traveled all the way to Mexico to do the WSET courses, or is it online?
Yes, I travel. Well, this year I traveled for 3 or 4 times. It's not too much, but with the other travels that I'm also doing for the Master Wine program, it's a little bit too much. But I have to do it. And I love it.
Yeah, I love your commitment. That's very great of you. So on to the show for today. You've chosen Adriana Burkard as your favorite producer. How did that happen?
Yes. Well, I discovered Arillo in Terrabianca wines this June here in Montreal. I was invited to the masterclass of Chianti Classico. And they decide to do a match of Bocce. So the director, Lorenzo Ficini,
I think he's on too, actually, Lorenzo.
Yes.
I see him.
I had the pleasure of meeting Lorenzo Ficini in the masterclass. So he introduced the Arillo wines and explained a little bit about the vision of Adriana Burkard. I found fabulous, because I had always this idea of romantic idea of a long history of a producer in Tuscany. But Adriana started to produce wines in 2019. So, and the wines of Arillo are fantastic. So I rediscovered the new producers in Tuscany. So that's why I chose Adriana.
Yeah, I must say, I love the podcast and I love this Ambassadors Corner, because you bring also producers, maybe lesser known producers, and I get to discover them myself for the first time. So very good. And as you know, we look for some learning objectives on this call. So what are we expecting from today after your call?
Well, I try to understand the vision of a new producer who decides to produce wine in a region with a very long history of wine production, and also to know better the vision and initiative of Arillo and Terrabianca, because they are new, they are also experimenting. They have 3 different vineyards: Tesoro, Terrabianca in Chianti, and Collebresa Estate. The first harvest was in 2020. And they have experimental microvinification of different grapes. So I want to ask a lot of questions
Okay,
about
excellent.
that.
All right, so over to you, Anna. You take over now. I will mute myself, and then we'll come back towards the end if we have extra time for some questions. Okay?
Perfect. Thank
Alrighty.
you.
Ciao.
Hi, Adriana. How are you?
Hi, Anna. I'm fine. Thank you.
I'm
And
very
good day
pleased.
to everybody.
Yeah, thank you. I'm very pleased to be with here today. I'm going to present Adriana Burkard. Adriana Burkard was born and raised in Genoa, in Italy. She spent her youth between studies and sport, so she was building a very solid sport career. After obtaining a degree in foreign language and commercial correspondence, Adriana continued her studies, earning another degree in accounting and commercial expertise. So accounting, that was the worst thing for me, but chapeau for you. Then, driven by her passion for sports, she attended the University of Sports. For more than 2 decades, Adriana was a sport instructor, first in Italy, then from 1986 in Switzerland, a country where she moved to and where she still lives with her husband, Urs Burkard. I hope I pronounce well the name.
Correct.
And now she has 2 children, Gregor, 35 years old, and Ricardo, 33 years old. After leaving her sport career, Adriana embarked on a new professional path in the nutraceutical ingredient sector. And this was very new for me. I didn't expect to learn this about you, but you are a great entrepreneur. Adriana is a co-founder of Travel Sana, a line of natural dietary supplements dedicated to health and well-being of travelers. So very interesting also. And she has a philanthropic project, African Greenland in Tanzania. That's also very, very nice. And since 2019, she managed the family project of the 3 estates in Tuscany, marketed under the brand Arillo in Terrabianca. So that's why we are here today, to discuss more about Arillo in Terrabianca, your wines. You are the soul and mind of Arillo. And I'm very pleased to be with you and ask you a few questions. Adriana, could you tell me a little bit more about the founding of Arillo in Terrabianca and your vision for these wines?
Certainly. Thank you so much for the opportunity, Anna. Well, it has been a kind of dream for a long time. And, as I'm Italian born, and was always my wish to go back to Italy sometime in the mature age, and then once raised and grown up children, I convinced my husband to do this step. And then so we started. Arillo was founded in 2019, and we are completely new actually to the wine business because we have been doing different things. And 2019 has been actually signing the beginning of our family journey into the winemaking activity. And this initiative saw us acquiring 3 properties in 3 different locations in Tuscany, in the beautiful Tuscany. So the very first property we bought was actually Collebrezza, the smallest one, which is located in the Valdorcia Park, known also to be an UNESCO World Heritage Site. And then we had, through some contacts and friends, we met the owner of Terrabianca. Today is called Arillo in Terrabianca. And here we added 2 more properties. One is Terrabianca in Chianti Classico and Tesoro in Maremma. These are an interesting mix of territories, each of them with a unique characteristic and potential for winemaking. Behind this, there is a vision. Our vision is represented by this, let's say, triangle, which we call it the Tuscan theorem, which is this reality of a geographic triangle formed by these 3 estates that have not only natural beauty, but also prestige winemaking vocation in their DNA. Our vision represented by these 3 properties is, and our core values are more about human and social impact, sustainable winemaking, and agricultural activities that respect the natural resources. Added to these core values, we want to complete with the offering of hospitality combined with cultural and gastronomic experience, and all enriched by art and culture. This is, in few words, our vision of Arillo and Terrabianca. Then to give you also a little bit of background to the name of the company, as I mentioned before, we acquired an existing company, which was Terrabianca, and we renamed the company Arillo. And this, the name and the corresponding logo were inspired by the reinterpretation of our family seal. We have 2 stars and the castle atop of 3 hills, and all integrated in an oval shape resembling a grape or arillus. So Arillo comes from the Latin word arillus. The castle symbolized the family solidity and stability. The twin star in our word represent the future and the continuity through our sons, Gregor and Ricardo, which we count on them in bringing ahead the legacy of what we are building right now. And the trio of hills stands for the 3 estates, Terrabianca, Il Tesoro, and Collebrezza.
That's really interesting, and I really love this phrase of Tuscany theorem. First time I hear something like that. It's very romantic, poetic.
Yes.
You are a really new young winery. What do you think that makes Arillo a unique in the wine industry? Tuscany is a very well-known, or probably one of the oldest regions, and the well best known DOCG in Italy. But what makes Arillo different in the wine industry?
Well, I have to make a little bit of background to answer this question. So Arillo and Terrabianca, as I told you, we are new to this business segment. So it's a project in progress that intersect various elements. So the different vitivinicultural territories symbolic of the Tuscan region, the memories of the market, because we actually acquired a company which already had an historical background, so past and present entrepreneurial stories. So, and the new horizon for development and innovation. It serves to reinvigorate a passion for the land, its diverse aspect, and its origins. Our vision, it's actually deeply intervened with an understanding of wine as a comprehensive. We see it as a life experience of places, people, and wine themselves. So we try to explore and interpret our own excellency. So we are searching for our own excellency, cultivating an authentic wine experience that honors the unique characteristic of the Tuscan region. So the aim is to create a synergy between tradition and innovation, utilizing the past and the present efforts that we do, constantly aiming for advancement and modernization. So what we do, we continuously try to improve and innovate within the wine industry, while remaining, very still rooted in the cultural history and in the viticulture of Tuscany. So we are trying to not to neglect what the past has given to us, but from them to create a new legacy.
Yeah, that's very, very interesting. You have a very contemporary model, but you also protect the past, and you are trying to incorporate a new business model. So, right. How does Arillo incorporate eco-sustainability into the business model and winemaking practices?
Oh, this I like it very much to talk about. So we have embarked on this path of ethical and then eco-sustainable production, which is, in fact, for us, a daily choice, which includes the entire life cycle of the wine, from the soil to the bottle. And then how we do that? Yeah, we do it through an essential approach of respect for the territory in the first instance, and mainly in harmony with the nature, which is not easy today. We have done several choices as soon we started with the activity. So in 2018, the first things we did was to opt for organic farming. So we have been doing this transition from conventional farming to fully organic, and we have been successful in completing the procedure and the process. And today we have all 3 properties fully organic certified. So for us is a major step. Then we passed from mechanical harvest to manual harvest. We have opted for this practice which minimize stress on the plants and also on the terroir and maintains the grape cluster integrity, preserving the quality of the wine. We make effort to limit the use of mechanized farming equipment to keep the CO2 emission in check and safeguard the soil integrity. In addition to this, we have implemented customized soil treatments to reestablish also the biodiversity in the terroir. So our vineyards benefit from real-time also monitoring. For example, also we have installed meteorological station nestled between the vine rows. And this station collects essential climatic data, which they're ranging from air and soil temperatures to humidity. These data are promptly transmitted to our team in the winery and enable us to promptly act and make accurate intervention. The soil management and the water conservation is another important point for us. We are trying to maximize and protect our water resources, and we try to avoid also soil erosion. So our goal is to maintain a balance between water, heat, and soil. And in our vineyards, we promote the accumulation of autumnal and spring precipitation, and then while ensuring its gradual distribution through the summer. Currently, we regulate the plant's water demand by planting ground cover between the rows. This practice helps to boost the soil ability to retain water and minerals, is improving the fertility and support the so-called microbiological life, and promotes what I mentioned before, the local biodiversity.
Italian Wine Podcast, brought to you by Mama Jumbo Shrimp.
That's sounds like a lot of work. And,
yes.
And you are working almost everything by hand, so it takes a lot of time also. Do you have some problems or you see the climate change that is affecting the Arillo vineyards? Or do you think that you don't have any changes right now?
No, the climate change, they are extremely noticeable in the last, I would say 2-3 years. We have been facing with a lot of dry weather and very hot. So, particularly in some area of our property. So we are challenged actually, but we are getting ready to face all this problematic, yes.
That's perfect. If you're getting ready, that's perfect.
Yes.
And also
yes.
you are working a lot to keep the water retention, so that's very interesting also. And
yes.
Talking about water and vineyards, I know that you have experimental microvinification in Colebresa estate. What grapes are you cultivating in those vineyards?
There actually we have a Sangiovese grape and also some autochthon grapes which they've been planting prior by the previous owner, and they are like Colorino, Cilieggiolo. I do not remember all of them. I'm sorry that I cannot name all of them. No and so the vision of the previous owner was to plant this type of grapes, which they are by nature more resistant to the climate change. So he wanted to take kind of old type of grapes. So it was very interesting, his philosophy. And this property was already organic certified. when we bought it. And then we are currently actually moving on for the Demeter biodynamic certification. We do only we spent the first 2 years in this property to make this micro vinification to understand exactly what we have on this property. And then, so this year will be the first years where we're going to have produce the first wine of this property. In the future, we believe there might be even a second one.
Very nice. I hope to taste these wines. I'm very interested to discover these wines.
Yes, yes.
How does Arillo approach the balance between traditional winemaking techniques and your modern, more innovation in order to create contemporary wines?
Yes, this is a very interesting question. To answer your question, I stated that we are heavily guided by our ultimate goal, which is to let the grape variety express itself in all our wines, whether they are coming from Radda, from Maremma, or in the future from our property in Val d'Orcia. The approach is not the so-called one-size-fits-all, but we rather want to customize according to the specific characteristic of the terroir where the grapes are cultivated. So in Maremma, our techniques, for example, are more focused on accentuating the characteristic of the terroir, the power, the fruitiness, color, and maturation that are inherent in this region. On the other hand, in Radda, we lean more towards the pure identity of the Sangiovese grape, which is home in this region of the Tuscany. This might involve more traditional techniques, but we are not afraid to use even sometimes a modern innovation on which they can help us to reach this goal. So let's say our winemakers provide oversight to ensure that all processes that we have in place are aligned with the mission. And our emphasis is on authenticity and trying to capture the sense of each grape variety, and then that are rooted in the specific terroir where they are originating. By doing this, we can create contemporary wines that also have a depth of tradition. We are not just making wine, actually. We are telling the story of our land, our grape varieties, and our commitment for the quality.
That's very beautiful. Creating the story of your wines. That's
yes,
very interesting. So you are in Tuscany, a region with a lot of story. My idea of Tuscany was always this romantic idea of 6th or 7th generation of wine producers, things like that. But I see right now, I'm discovering that there are a lot of new producers that are doing that are making that the DOCG evolves. So that's really, really interesting. But how relevant is tradition to the 21st century wine consumer? Do you think that tradition is still something important for the wine consumer, or we have to move and make something really new?
No. Tradition is still very important in the winemaking and also with the consumer. Sure, the wine consumer they are changing. You know, we made also some study about the market and mainly also the new consumer, the younger people. So the wine consumer today are increasingly searching for authenticity, quality, and also drinkability. In those that are their wine choices. These times are characterized by these fast changes and then these emerging climatic challenges that we have been talking before. They see that we have to renew a certain interest in the tradition of the winemaking methods, and then for making wines that they are more genuine. So what we need to do is respecting the identity of the grape, following a less wood-influenced aging process. I think that the new taste of the people is to have more fresh wines that have a high levels of drinkability, which is more aligned with the consumer preference. They appreciate the authenticity and the distinct character of the wines that truly represent the terroir and the varietal origins. You know, this is actually the bounding, offering to the consumer a taste of the past, the connection to the land, its background, the quality of the product, and this is binding this past and present tradition with the innovation, which I think for the modern wine consumer is particularly appealing.
Yeah, for sure, that's very interesting. Where millennial market is always searching for new wines, more easy to drink, with less alcohol, probably more softer
less
in
alcohol
styles.
and also low in sulfites. This was also one of the arguments which came out of our market study, which young people they like to drink and not have consequencing headaches or heavy stomach or headaches or things like this.
Yes. You're producing red wines in Terrabianca in Chianti, but you are also producing white, red, and rosé in Tesoro, in the Maremma.
Yes, right.
How important is for Arillo to develop new products, new wines?
Well, it is very, very important for us to produce new wine. And then we are always striving to look for new products which they are reflecting our terroir. Of course, we heritage a background and history from a previous properties. So we strive to, as I said before, to find our own identity and our own excellency. So all what we do, our investment in the winery is target to develop new products. Yes. So it's basically rooted in being able to explore the potential of our land and also the evolving preferences of our customer. Yeah.
Are you also producing or experimenting to produce new styles like orange wine or wine in amphoras or something like that? Or
we have been discussing that. We have been discussing that. We are open eventually, but we are not yet at that point because as I told you, we are a project we are an evolving project. We are also doing a lot of activity in renovating the winery. So we just finished to build a winery in Maremma in order that we can process our grapes fast. Before the grapes, they were traveling from Maremma to Radin Chianti and being processed and vinified in Radin Chianti, and this was a no-go for us in terms of the quality of the product. So we just finalized the winery in Maremma, and we are completely renovated the one in Radin Chianti. So we have a lot of projects and currently 8 wines. This year probably are going to be 9 with is adding also the one from Collebrezza. So I would say there is a lot on our table at the moment, and all the projects that we have also in the sustainability field.
Okay, yes. A lot of work to do.
Yes.
We are talking about diversity of styles. Wine is celebrated for the diversity of styles. But do you think that this diversity is under threat? I ask you about orange wines or new style, well, relatively new style because it's not new. But do you think that it could be a threat for the more traditional wines, for example, like the Chianti Classico?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't believe so. I don't understand exactly the question. Why? No, I don't think so. No.
Okay.
I think that there is space. No. Yes.
Yes, because I'm asking you this question because I see new consumer, the younger consumer that are looking for wines that are sometimes not very typical. For example, natural wines that have sometimes defaults or more like bread, volatile acidity, something like that. And they are skipping more traditional styles of wine that are aged in oak with more maceration, more concentration. So, but I understood your answer. You don't think that is a threat for the wine?
No, I don't think it's a threat. No.
Okay, perfect.
At the end, I think that there is space for wines, and there is wines for all the taste and the palate.
Yeah, that's for sure. Arillo in Terrabianca was founded in 2019, if I understood well.
Yes.
There's always a story before and after COVID right now. So how COVID affect the evolution of Arillo?
Well, like everybody, we have been strongly affected by the COVID pandemic. First, the pandemic disrupted traditional sales channels with lockdowns and social distancing, leading to a significant drop in sales to restaurants, bars, and free events and tourism. It's been quite dramatic for everybody. However, I feel to say that there is also a positive side, at least for us it was a positive side, since we were newly come in when the COVID exploded. I mean, July 2019, we finalized the acquisition, and then the COVID started a couple of months later. It was quite a shock for us. But this gave us time. So the challenge presented opportunities for us to adapt and try to be innovative, but also gave us space to fine-tune our vision and strategy, organize and restructure the operation activity. So further, the pandemic confirmed also our commitment to sustainable and responsible practice. In a time of global crisis, our dedication to protecting the environment and our community has become even more important. So I feel to say that while the pandemic presented incredible challenges, it also accelerated, I believe, the changes that they would have taken years in a pre-COVID world. So I think that I don't see it as a completely negative period of time. Unfortunately, yes, the market suffered a lot, but for us it was not that at the very end dramatic.
You become stronger with the pandemic, right?
Absolutely, because I think that through resilience and innovation, we come out from this period, first of all, wiser, and hopefully we will be better prepared for the future.
Yeah, that's for sure. And we are talking right now about future. You have a lot of work that is evolving right now with the 3 vineyards that you have. What do you think that is the greatest threat that Arillo is currently facing, and how do you address this threat?
I think that this is something which everybody at the moment is facing. I think the unpredictable weather patterns, the increasing of the temperatures, which in these days, especially in Italy, they are on the news on an ongoing basis, and this the frequency of these events is bringing significant challenges to the viticulture, but not just to the viticulture, I believe to the agriculture in general. These changes can affect the grapevine's health, the ripening modus, and ultimately also the character and the quality of the wine. So we are, as I told you before, we are getting ready. We are trying to prepare ourselves to address these challenges. And so we are adopting a range of fitting strategies, which include, for example, careful selection where you plant the beans with a preference to areas that are less likely to be affected by severe weather fluctuation. The focus on sustainable viticulture practice, optimizing water use, maintaining the soil healthy, and the promotion of biodiversity. And so our vineyard will become more resistant and capable to overcome these times. Another critical step is diversifying probably the grape varieties, which we are looking into that. We are exploring grape types that are more resistant to heat and drought, and that they can stand this climatic condition. We also are investing in technology, a lot of technology and data analysis, which can help us better understand and hopefully predict weather patterns. So in order that we can track the wine health, the bean health, and make more informed decision.
That's really interesting, and I see that you're really thinking about everything and try to be prepared for the future.
Well, I have a good team, Anna.
Yeah,
for sure. Working very well. Yes.
There's no secret. It's only hard work and a good team that work all together.
And a good team, right? Yes.
Right now, what's your total production of wine?
We have about a production of 120,000 bottles currently. Our target is to higher up the production, and then to reach our target, but never, it's not our intention to go in mass production. So we could produce much more, but we are interested in maintaining a premium quality. So for the moment, we do step by step, and then we want to consolidate what we are building every year.
Yes, and I have to say that the wines that I taste from Chianti, they are really premium. Arillo in Terrabianca was face-to-face with a very old producer, and it was amazing. So you are doing a very good job.
That's very nice. Thank you for the compliment. I'm very happy because our people in the winery, our winemakers, they put a lot of effort. And, it was the beginning. We made also some decision, which at the beginning, people around us did not understand the market. Usually sometimes they put pressure that you have a certain profile of the wine. So we did also a little bit of kind of courage decision. And then I think that would have been the right choice.
Mm-hmm. And I taste your wines here in Montreal. Are you looking to export your wines, or you want to stay in the local market?
Oh, we actually historically the winery was more exporting than in the local market. We are building right now the local market because the wine of Terrabianca, they were exported basically mainly in the United States, in Canada, in Switzerland, in Germany, and then something also in Asia. But the Italian market, the local market, was never developed. So we are actually doing that right now, and then it's very promising. We are happy of the result, and then of course we are also looking at opening new market internationally.
That's very interesting. I hope that we are going to have more wines of Arillo here in Montreal. Because Canada is big and we drink a lot, so I hope we are going to have more here. I think I asked all my questions about Arillo. I hope to visit you very soon.
Thank you.
Visit all the 3 vineyards.
You're very welcome.
And taste also your other wines, Tesoro, the white, the red, the rosé, and very interesting. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting. So I hope to visit you very soon.
Or if
you decide to come to Montreal, it will.
Yes, of course I will.
It will be my pleasure to make you a tour here in Montreal.
Sure. It will certainly come with the occasion.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that, Anna and Adriana. We do have a question from the audience, from Sarah Mosley. Ciao ragazzi, this hot weather makes grapes more sweet, and so they can make more alcohol. I want to know if she faces this problem too. I suppose that's a question for you, Adriana.
Sorry, Stevie, can you repeat me the question?
Sure.
Sorry.
She said the hot weather makes grapes more sweet because it's concentrated, and they make more alcohol. So when it ferments, there's more sugar. There's more sugar. There's more alcohol. I want to know if you, Adriana, faces this problem too.
Oh, we do, but that's why our team is constantly monitoring the grapes. We have a team of people that they every single day when we are close to maturation of the grapes. They control the single plots, and they control, because it goes very fast. So we need to learn now the right timing for harvesting. So last year also we had a very earlier harvest because the heat was very dry and the heat was very high. So we are faced, and these are the challenges we discussed before with Anna.
Okay. So Adriana, are you originally from Tuscany?
No, I'm originally from Emilia-Romagna. No, actually, no. Let me tell you the whole thing.
Okay.
I'm coming from Genova. I'm born in Genova, but
Right.
all my family is originated from Emilia-Romagna, from Modena. My grandparents, they were farmer, and that's where it starts my passion for the land, and also for the wine, because my grandparents, they were producing for their own use the Lambrusco wine, also from the Sangiovese grape, but in Modena. Yeah.
So why did you choose to go to Tuscany? Like, why Tuscany? Because Chianti, of course, is very crowded. So you're an entrepreneur and you have this desire to produce wine. Why did you? It's just a curiosity. Why did you choose Tuscany? And you've chosen to start with 3 wineries, right? 3 areas.
Well, that was the case, Stevie, because it was never our intention to go into something that big. As I told you, the first acquisition was the small property in Valdorcia, and then actually was the idea to stay with that one, and then being happy with this piece of land, and but we got to know the previous owner of Terrabianca, and then I felt in love for that place. And when I went back home to my husband, I told him about, and then we decided, okay, let's do this investment and create this so-called legacy, because the project of Arillo and Terrabianca goes much further ahead than just winemaking. We have a project of 360-degree sustainable reality. So we want to start also cultivating other crops, old grains. We have already some animals. We have the bees. So we are trying to become self-sustainable. Actually, this is our aim, and become a kind of model, replicable model.
Mm-hmm. So, Adriana, I have a cheeky question for you. So, you're a new winemaker, right? You're a new winery. You're a new winery in Chianti, which is so vast, perhaps the most well-known Italian wine in the world. So when you line up, and maybe Anna, you can answer this question too. When you have a lineup of, let's say, 10 Chiantis, how would you describe your Chianti? What is the difference? Like, how can a consumer or even a wine expert understand that that's your wine? Or how do you understand that's your wine on a lineup of, let's say, a blind tasting?
That looks like a very, very banal, what I'm saying, very just words. But our wine, they are distinctive for freshness and elegance. And also their beautiful bouquet of flavor that they are showing. So as I mentioned before, we have been marrying the philosophy of less impacting wood exposure to our wines. So this is what is distinguishing our wines. Yeah.
I totally agree with Adriana. When I taste the wines of Arillo, it was the freshness, the elegance, and the cleanness. It was amazing. That's why I was really surprised with these wines, because it represents well the Chianti Classico, but in a very young style. Something really that I wanted
contemporaneous.
to drink. Yes, contemporaneous. Yes. And that I was very surprised with that.
Okay.
And I would like to add, Anna, that our Chianti Classico, they are 100% pure Sangiovese in purezza. So they are truly 100% pure Sangiovese.
Yes.
So I have another question, more like a market question. So you're the new kid on the block, clearly, especially for Chianti. What are the biggest challenges that you face from day to day?
Today, well, there is a big competition on the market, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have to move yourself in a multitude of wineries and multitude of wine typologies. And honestly, I have to say that today there are a lot of good wines. It's not like in the past.
Absolutely.
So the quality is very high. So the challenge is that one. So what you need to distinguish from the other one is to create your own excellency, your own identity, and then your own authenticity. That's what we are pushing in our winemaking style. To diversify it. Because, of course, in the past, there was more the tendency to appreciate a lot this wine, which have this international profile, a kind of very heavy structure wines.
Right.
But we decided to change philosophy of the wine without neglecting the past, of course, but finding a new style of wine.
Okay, fantastic. All right, well, thank you very much, Adriana, and grazie, Anna, for bringing Adriana on the show today. We've all learned about this new winery, and good luck to you, Adriana.
Grazie a tutti e buona giornata a tutti.
Okay, great. I'm going to bring Laika back on. Ciao, Laika.
Ciao, Stevie.
Okay, so tell us who's next and when is that happening?
Okay, so next is going to be on July 25 on a Tuesday. So we've got Ciro Pirone. He's going to interview Claudio Sottile. So that's
Ciro, our good friend Ciro.
Yes. So it's going to be at 5:30 p.m.
Okay, excellent. So next Tuesday.
Yep.
Have we moved from Thursday to Tuesday? What's going on?
No, we're starting to do double episodes.
Aha, but not this week.
I was trying to do something this week, but Vinicius had to reschedule instead. So.
Alrighty. Okay, well, thank you all for joining us. And it's Stevie Kim here with Laika and Joy. Is this Joy's last episode? No, they'll be next week, right? So we are here at Italian Wine Podcast booth, coming directly from Verona. Ciao ragazzi, alla prossima!
Listen to the Italian Wine Podcast wherever you get your podcasts. We're on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Himalaya FM, and more. Don't forget to subscribe and rate the show. If you enjoy listening, please consider donating through ItalianWinePodcast.com. Any amount helps cover equipment, production, and publication costs. Until next time, cin cin.